Right. You talked about the fan base, right? Ali Tareen, I'm going to come to you with that now, because the fan experience is something that you very closely engaged with when we used to see you around in those matches, proudly wearing the merch and just going into the stands, talking to people. You've always been, quite literally, you've been at the grassroots of things. So as far as the fan base of PSL goes, how much do you think that has evolved, from where we started? Who was the target audience for the PSL brand, and today where does that target audience stand, and how quickly is it expanding and targeting more diverse demographics? For example, women, girls who are into sports as well. So how do you see this PSL fan base evolving through the years? Ali, you're on mute right now. If you could just.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's something I really focused on during my time with the Sultans, where we found that even when PSL was in Dubai, I remember just as a fan, when I used to go and watch the matches, the stadiums would be empty. And we assume that once they come to Pakistan, obviously stadiums will likely be full. Obviously, the first 1 or 2 matches we had, they were full for the final and semi-final. But when the whole season came in Pakistan, you would see that people weren't as willing or wanting to come to the stadium. And obviously, I spoke to as a cricket fan myself, I could understand that it was very hard going to stadiums. But it's not a pleasant experience for boys and girls to go from their house, parking kidhar hai, kisi ko pata nahi parking kidhar hoti hai. Everyone's being directed somewhere, eventually park somewhere. Wahan se bus leni hoti hai, bus is overcrowded, koi security ka intezam nahi hota, everyone's just piled up on top of each other. Then you get into a bus, then you get to the stadium, then you go to the stands, koi kursiyan nahi hoti, pata nahi kahan ja rahe hain. Pehle, I remember growing up, used to go to matches in Gaddafi Stadium. Lathi charge to waise hoti thi, we all accepted ki to hona hi hai. But inside, it was a great atmosphere. You had, pizza stands, you had food over here, you had ice cream here. In this tight security ka zamana, just coming to the stadium is a hassle. And once you're there, there's nothing else happening. Even the views are blocked with giant barricades. It's not, koi khana nahi aa raha, koi maze nahi ho rahe. It's not, you're not enjoying just being there. Only dedicated cricket fans go. So I've gone with a couple of friends of mine, pre-owning Multan Sultans, and halfway through, most of my friends who aren't cricket fans are like, aadha match ho gaya, I think we're going home now. And only the hardcore cricket fan would stay on. So I think that's something we really need to focus on, and that's what people like things in the IPL, even here in the English cricket season here. A lot of people is doing this. A lot of teams are doing this, where they're actively focusing on stadium experiences. So this is the kind of stuff we need to change. So when I was in Multan Sultans, one thing we noticed was that chalo, this is something the PCB will do, but what can we do as a franchise? How can we engage the people more? So we started thinking, okay, if we're a Multan team, let's go to different places in Multan, do some activities, and invite people to the stadium. Make it easy for them, because a lot of people say, how can we get tickets? Even the tickets thing outsourced to website. A lot of people would go there, people wouldn't know about it, it wouldn't be advertised properly. I remember Ali and Salman Iqbal were two of the pioneers who were talking about, how can we get more people to get tickets more easily? So how can we provide them tickets so they can come easier? So even as owners, we were thinking about this. But so one thing was that we tried a lot of things, but PCB obviously they gave us a lot of support, but they weren't really that focused on this point. So for example, I remember we would say, we have these many games in Multan, we want to book 3 stands, and we'll just we'll buy all the tickets, and then we'll invite people and guests, and we'll give them to girls' schools, boys' schools. We'll get people from universities. We'll get people, retired sports people coming there. PSP were like, aap khud jaake apne tickets le rahe hain. Okay, we'll buy you a bunch. I'm kidding. We don't want a bunch. We want the stands. We can decorate them. Hum, kuch khane laenge, wo laenge. There's no. This can't happen. It's too much of a hassle. Chodo. So we weren't really encouraged. We weren't really we weren't given the opportunity to really focus on the fans like we wanted as PSL owners. So I think there's definitely a lot of room to grow in that area.